Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is Monday, but I thought we'd have a little fun, kick things off early, and I'm going to be doing a cute little St. Patrick's Day makeup tutorial. I think it's going to try to be something real simple and easy, so like if you want to go out to the bar, you can do it real quick and look freaking glam. Glam! Okay, so let's get started. The first thing you want to do before applying your makeup, put some moisturizer on your skin. You know you're gonna need it. I use the Chalk Chalk Green Tea Moisturizer by Tony Moly. Instead of a water base, it has, yeah, you guessed it, a green tea base. My skin is oh so dry, so we don't need it. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do, just real quick, like I have some ELF lip exfoliator. My lips are super chapped and I'm going to need this for the liquid lip I want to do. This lip exfoliator, it's in Manic Mint. It smells so good. It's got like the little scrubbies in it, so it's going to help get that dead skin off of there. So the next thing we're going to do after we're all nice and moisturized is we want to put some primer on that skin. Now, primer isn't an absolute necessity, but it does help keep your makeup on a lot longer. The primer I'm going to use today is the ELF Illuminating Face Primer. It's got like kind of gold sparkles in it, so I feel like I wear this, you know, without doing my makeup sometimes, just because it gives your skin that extra little to get through the day. Plus, who doesn't want to be all gold and shiny, right? Right. Also, side note, I ripped my contacts and I'm out of contacts, so I really can't see right now, and I can't wear my glasses and do makeup at the same time, so here I am. Alright, now that we're all primed up, make sure you get your neck and your ears. Yes, your neck and your ears. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put your foundation on. So, the foundation I'm using today is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is a 2-in-1 foundation concealer. It is in the color Creamy Vanilla. It is a drugstore brand. It is super affordable. I'm pretty sure it was under $10. So, yeah, you should try it out. I really like it. I'm one of those pale exceptions that can happen to find makeup that actually matches. So I'm going to do something I never really do, but I got a little trick with it. I'm going to use a beauty blender, but I have a damp beauty blender. So we're going to try this technique out and see if it keeps the full coverage foundation from looking kind of cakey and too much. Okay, as you can see, I only have half of my face done right now. Using a damp beauty blender, I feel like it makes your foundation have more of a dewy look, which gives you that more youthful, young glow. This summer, that's totally like going to be an up and coming, is that nice, dewy, soft, like sun-kissed looking skin. So, this was kind of a good idea. I hate my beauty blender a little less. I need a little more here. Okay. Now that we are all beauty blended in, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to conceal my face, and then we're going to throw some setting powder on there. So the concealer that I like to use, excuse me, the Okay, now that we are all blended up, we got that concealer going for us, all that, we are going to set our makeup now. I have the Milani pressed powder. It is the Prep Set Go. And what we are going to use is I'm going to use my kabuki brush to use my setting powder. This is an ELF kabuki brush. I like it because, you know, it's very small and compactable. Okay, now we are set. The next thing we are going to do, I'm going to do a little light contour look. It should be super quick, super easy for you to do if you're, you know, trying to go out for your St. Paddy's Day's festivities. So I'm going to be using another ELF brush. This is the ELF contouring brush. The palette I'm going to be using today is another drugstore brand, the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. And this is in the shade Dulce de Leche, because I am pale and exotic at the same time, I guess. So, first thing you want to do is we're going to hit up the darker side of this contour palette. What you want to do is you want to take right here from this little part of your ear and you want to, you know, hug underneath your cheekbones. So if you go, you can see that line right there where you need to do that. So we're going to hug our cheekbones. I'm going to chisel out my jawline, do our nose, forehead, and that is all we are going to contour today. Okay. I need to dig out my brushes here. So, the next thing we're going to do from this handy dandy contour palette is we're going to hit the highlight side, and what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to maybe clean up my contour a little bit and put some more powder underneath where we put our concealer to make it just pop a little bit more. When I like to do this because it's definitely underneath your eyes. It just makes your eyes seem more open and more awake. You look a little less tired. So, if I quit having difficulties here, the next thing we are going to do is where I have contoured. This, I promise, is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow bronzing powder, but I have destroyed mine. It is broken. So I'm going to take my kabuki brush again and dip into my powdery mess, and I'm just going to go over the areas where I was contouring my face, kind of just to lighten it out a little bit and kind of give it that nice little like summertime glow, you know? Bronzer is always a plus. You do not want to put bronzer all over your face, by the way. You just want to hit the areas like where you were contouring. If you don't contour, use a little bit of bronzer and like hit those areas where you usually would, and it kind of helps enhance your face a little bit, put a little more shape behind it and all that. So, next up, we're going to throw a little bit of blush on, and then we're going to move on to our eyes, and our look is almost complete and we're almost out of here. The blush I'm going to be using today is the Milani Baked Blush. I love, love, love this blush. It is kind of swirled with some golds here and really glittery, and it's pretty. Love it. This is in the shade Coralina. So I'm just going to use my regular old blush brush here. And you just want to hit the apples of your cheeks and kind of move it back and blend it into your contour a little bit so you don't have a, you know, like an empty area in between the contour and your... I love using this blush because I feel like it is very, very subtle and very cute. Love it. Also, additional to, on top of this blush, I have the NYX Chromatic Illuminator in the shade Crushed Bloom. I put a little bit of this, kind of dab it on top of where I put my blush because I feel like it enhances your highlight later on in the game. So you are glowing like a goddess. Everyone will love you for it. Okay. So now that we are done with our facial features part, for the most part, we're going to move on and do our eyes, and we're going to come back and hit with a little more highlight, and then you're ready to go out and have a great St. Patrick's Day. If you celebrate it or not, whatever. It's probably just a weird American thing. Okay, so what we are going to do is I have some NYX eyeshadow base in the color, I think it's just called Crushed Pearl, or it's called White Pearl. It's kind of like a tacky substance. I use this to prime my eyelids. I'm just going to go in there with my finger, and we are going to, you know, put it on the top, your top eyelid, yes, and then a little bit on your bottom. Alright, and since it's St. Patrick's Day, we're going to go all out with all of our greens. First off, I need my eyeshadow brushes, but first off we're going to figure out what we're going to do here. I think for this look we're just going to do some greens and maybe like a little bit of reds and golds mixed in this, just to, you know, make your eyes pop and it's not so boring, just plain old green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into this Through the Looking Glass Urban Decay palette. Boop. And there's a color in here that we're going to get into, and it is called Hatter. That color right there. That color we are just going to put on our eyelid. So let's work that in there. If you have a hooded eyelid, what you want to do is, yes, just get it on your eyelid and then open up your eye and just kind of blend up until you can start seeing your eyeshadow, and it's gonna make life a little bit easier for you. Okay, so now that we just got a nice little green eyeshadow base going here, I'm also going to get into the Urban Decay Moondust palette, which it has a color in here called Light Year. I'm going to put a little bit of that on top of this color here. Now, why I did this is because this Light Year color is very glittery and very pretty, and you want your eyes to shine, so that's why I put that on there. So the next color we are going to pop on here, we're going to get into the same Through the Looking Glass palette here, and I'm going to use this color Paradox, and we are just going to blend it into our crease. I'm going to be using this tapered end brush right here, so let's get working on some blending action here. Okay, now that I have put this in my crease, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep sweeping up until I blend to about underneath my eyebrow, and then we're going to come back and we're going to kind of touch that up a little bit here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, we just want to add a little bit more depth into your eye. I have this very, very small little brush here. I am going to get into this Tartus Pro palette, and there's a color called Whimsy right here, and it's this nice orange color. I'm going to use this very small brush and get a little bit of that into my crease and kind of blend it in so there's that darker orange in there to give it a little more. Alrighty, now that we are done with that, what I'm going to do is this brush right here that I used my green, that little excess green that's on there, I'm going to hit my bottom lash line with this just to add a little color. Alright, the last thing I'm going to be doing with this eye makeup here is I'm going to get into the Anastasia Moonchild Glow Palette. And I'm going to get into Lucky Clover, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this on. I'm going to start from the inside of my eye and kind of sweep out, and we're going to put like a little, you know, bright color into your eyelid, and we're also going to leave some right there in our little tear duct, because, you know, it looks... Now with this, I did not go all the way to the end of my eye because I still want that darker green kind of on the outside, so we got like a nice little ombre effect going here. Make sure you dabble it in your tear duct here just a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna move on. We're gonna do our brows just really quick. I'm not one to have big outrageous eyebrows, I just kind of like to keep them natural. So what I have right here is the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil. I'm gonna take my little spoolie here, pick my eyebrow hairs out of it, and you know, brush this out just a little bit. And then the next thing you want to do, what I do at least, is I take my pencil and I'm going to follow my natural shape on my bottom line, and then I'm going to create the arch with the top line of my eyebrow. So here. Okay, so now that I have my brows at the desired look that I want, I'm going to brush them out one more time, if I don't get this all over the place. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to follow my brows around with some concealer, which I'm going to use my Naked Skin by Urban Decay, just to clean it up a little bit, hopefully keep that desired shape that I wanted. So I'm just going to use the wand that comes in the product. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Damp Beauty blender, and I'm just going to use the tip, and I'm going to very carefully blend this. So I probably should have done this to begin with. I'm going to take the brush I used with that orange and kind of try to get that excess, whatever is left over on it, to fix where I got concealer. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this very small brush again, and this color in here is called Glam in the Tartus Pro palette, which is the second foil color in here. I'm going to take that and I'm just going to run that along the bottom line of my eyelash here. Eyebrow. Okay, so now, we got all this done. We've been on a journey, you guys. We're almost coming to the end of this tutorial. I'm going to put on some eyeliner and some mascara. We're gonna throw some more highlight on, and then we're out of here. Okay, so, for the eyeliner that I'm going to use today, for the eyeliner that I'm going to use today, I'm going to use a combination of liquid and pencil, if I can find it. I'm going to be using my ELF products, like I always do. I have this ELF Precision Tip liquid eyeliner that I'm going to use. We're going to create a small little dramatic wing. The best way I can describe to keep your wings as perfect as possible is when you are out here, you just kind of want to raise them up so they kind of line up right underneath where your eyebrow stops. Or at least that's what I do, because I don't do anything with my eyebrows and they're an awful mess. So, here we go. Alright, I dropped my pencil here. Okay, this is actually a really cool product. This is eyeliner and shadow stick. It's an ELF product. The shadow stick on the end is this flat end here, and it, it's so you can do that dramatic shadow out effect with your eyeliner, and then also it's got the regular old small tip here, which I'm just going to be using this to get my bottom waterline, just to put more definition into my eyes, because I feel like my eyes are always, they look kind of closed and squinty all the time. Alright. Now that we're done with that, I'm going to put some mascara on. The mascara I'm going to be using today is Too Faced Better Than Sex. So what I do with my mascara is, if I don't want to wear falsies that night, which if it's St. Patrick's Day, I'm sure wearing falsies kind of sounds like a terrible, terrible idea. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep working with our eyelash until we get that desired look that you are going for, whatever length you're trying to get them. So I'm really bad about getting the inner lashes that I have here, so I'm going to get out my Benefit They're Real mascara real quick. I only get this out because the end of this mascara brush, as you can see, kind of like a spiky pokey ball, and it helps get in there really. Alright, so now this time, the end step is here. We're going to get back into this Anastasia Glow palette here. We're going to get back into our Lucky Clover color. I'm just going to be using this regular old brush here. Usually when I go in for the highlight, I use my fan brush, but it kind of doesn't work out too well for me in here. So when you are putting your highlight on, what you want to do is you want to get the top of your cheekbone and stop. You want to get the top of your cheekbone and kind of the bottom of your lash here. So. So, ladies and gentlemen, after you have your desired amount of highlight and all of that on, then you're done. You are ready to go. Alright, you guys, this is the completed look. I went ahead and put some lipstick on, which is this NYX Cosmic Metals, and it isn't out of this world, because it is out of this world. So this is the end of my video. This is my very first actual video other than my introduction. So, hit the like button, leave me a comment of something you'd like to see me do in the future, something Facebook challenge, not Facebook, YouTube challenge wise, anything like that. Also, make sure to check out my blog that I have going. It is victorybeauty.wordpress.com. And I hope you guys have a really fun and safe St. Patrick's Day this weekend. I hope that you watched this and you got super glam and you looked really cute when you went out. I don't know. Go out there, drink a couple of green beers for me, and just have some fun. Thanks for watching. You know when you forget to put setting spray on in your video, but you want to make sure people see you do it? Milani. Dang, that feels good.